Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, my friend, they wrote between 90 to 110 years after Jesus. Paul wrote between 50 and 60 years after Jesus. So now, in order for them to have...
Thank you, Sheikh. Thank you so much. We will continue listening to him. And you see, if you, and I am begging you to go and get biro and paper. Go and get biro and paper and start writing down. You know why I'm saying this? So that it doesn't look, it will not be like if you are fighting a war of ignorance. You are fighting, you stood, you fought, you know, ignorance. I look into what I was doing before, and when I started making research, I now realized that what I was doing before has nothing to do with God that created me. It was no close to it. You see, we will continue listening to Sheikh, and I would like you to get your biro and paper and listen.
Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, my friend, they wrote between 90 to 110 years after Jesus. Paul wrote between 50 and 60 years after Jesus.
After Jesus.
So now, in order for them to have been disciples when they wrote, and Jesus was already 33 at that time, they would have had to have been 123 or 143. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, they were not disciples. Secondly, I ask you, Matthew who? Mark who?
Mark who?
Luke who?
Luke who?
John who?
John who?
How could four people that wrote separately, all of them forgot to write their last names?
Their last name, yeah.
The second thing, the third thing, not only did they forget to write their last names, but they began their chapters. Although they wrote separately from each other, they all started out the same. They all said, according to. Now, what's your name, sir? Huh? Another Paul. Paul, if you wrote me a letter or wrote your wife a letter, would you write according to? According to Paul?
According to Paul.
No, you wouldn't. You would write your name at the end. And if you were asking for a debt that I owed you, you would write your last name and your address. The gospel writers, the alleged gospel writers, they didn't write a name, they didn't write an address, they didn't write a reference, and in the beginning of each one of their gospels, they said, according to. No one knows who these people are who wrote those four gospels. They absolutely were not disciples.
Thank you, Sheikh. Thank you so much. Please get yourself a biro and paper and listen. You see, because it will not be nice that you stood and fought for nothing. It will not be nice that you stood and fought for nothing. Ignorance is no excuse. You stood, you fought for nothing. You stood, you are fighting for human being arrangement. Paul who? Mark who? Mathew who? John who? And when you go back and listen to him, all of them started with according to. According to. You see, I used to say that there is no perfect crime, because maybe all the people that cook all this for us, They didn't know that today would come. There will be social media where people will be questioning things, where people will be asking questions. You see, my people, pick up your biro and your paper, go back and listen to this message again, and do the mathematics yourself. Try to do the math yourself. Don't stood and fight for nothing. Do not stood and fight for nothing. Thank you.